What do we want right here? John Wick 3, Parabellum. Or Chapter 3, Parabellum. I recently saw this, and I gotta say, so far it's definitely the best action movie I've ever seen, let alone the best action franchise I've ever seen. And yeah, that's not an exaggeration, not at all. I mean, granted, I was a fan of the first two John Wick movies, especially the first one, because I didn't know, before watching the first movie, I didn't know what to expect from it, but it really drew me in, and not just with the action, but the story, the drama, and all that. And then, of course, Chapter 2 was also equally as awesome as the first. I will say, I did feel like in the second movie, I felt like there was some stuff that kind of like it dragged on for a little bit. But in this one, Chapter 3, it's just, it's wall-to-wall action. Yeah, there's moments where, where there is an action, obviously, but dialogue and all that. But I mean, because as far as the story is concerned, because I like that with this one, it just picks up right where the second one left off. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen John Wick Chapter 2, or if you haven't seen the first two at all, you definitely should see them sometime soon. Because, I mean, I can't talk about the third movie without, giving away some spoilers from the first two movies. So anyways, of course, this one picks up right where the second one left off, of course, because in the second one, John Wick, he kills a member of the High Table, which is like this assassin's guild or something like that. But not only does he kill him, but he kills him on consecrated ground, which is the Continental Hotel. It's this hotel, like somewhere in New York City. And, I mean, I'm not sure if it's a fictional hotel or, just for the movie, or if it actually exists, but anyway, so this hotel where, all of these, they pretty much cater to assassins, and so in order to ensure, there's no complications or whatnot, one of the biggest rules, that they have, in order to stay at this hotel, you're not allowed to conduct any kind of business, meaning you're not allowed to kill anyone when you're in this hotel, on the grounds of the hotel. And so, but of course in the second one, John Wick, he broke that rule, because I mean, he was contracted to kill a certain guy, and the guy proved to be good at getting away or something. But yes, I mean, John Wick followed him to the hotel, and he just killed him right there, and because of that, he gets excommunicated. They call him excommunicado. He's pretty much kicked out of the Assassin's Guild, and then he gets a $14 million contract put on his head, and so then he has pretty much it's not that, but it's like an international contract, so it doesn't matter where he goes or what he does. There's always, he just constantly has all these assassins trying to kill him, and which is that alone, I mean, just that aspect of this movie makes it interesting. But then add to that all of the awesome action sequences, and I've been hearing a lot of critics talk about how well choreographed this entire movie is, because that's what it is. I mean, let's face it. You know, in action movies, they choreograph every single action scene. They rehearse it as much as possible, you know, in order to ensure that nothing goes wrong, that it all goes smoothly, you know, because it's a movie. It's, you know, it's you know, not real life. I mean, granted, they may draw from real life, but ultimately it's just not real life. So yeah, I mean, I would say I definitely agree with a lot of those critics that are saying that this movie is like well choreographed, and also, you know, I mean, there may not be a whole lot to the story as far as this movie is concerned. I mean, just because it's a continuation of the other two, but so it's like they just expect the audience to know what's going on, you know, what John Wick's motivations are and all that. And so, which is another reason why I said, you know, if you haven't seen the first two, you should go see them as soon as possible. I mean, I was just really surprised by the amount of action in this. And not only that, I mean, but they're not like your typical kind of action scenes. I mean, it's not just a lot of shoot 'em up stuff. Like, it's not just a bunch of people shooting guns at each other. It does have that, obviously, but you know, they're using all of these different weapons, and there's hand-to-hand combat and sword fighting and fighting on different vehicles. There's one scene when John Wick, he steals a horse and he's riding through the streets of New York on a horse, and he ends up fighting some assassins that are on motorcycles, and in fact, I think it's got to be the first time I've seen an action movie where the star is on a horse fighting off assassins, and yeah. And not only that, and then yeah, of course, it's done in a way where, you know, the horse doesn't get hurt. Obviously, I mean, it did definitely look like there were some CGI elements, you know, some green screen stuff going on, but it still looks cool. I mean, you know, and that's the other thing I like too about this, because like a lot of the stunts in this, you know, yeah, definitely I could tell there was some CGI stuff, but for the most part, it all looked like real. I mean, it looked just like, you know, they didn't rely too much on computer imagery. It was all like, you know, I want to say, I think it's called practical effects. Yeah, practical effects. Yeah, it was just all around really great. Not really sure what else to say about it. I mean, without spoiling it. I mean, yeah, ultimately, John Wick, something does happen where he's able to get the contract off of him. But he has to go find this guy who's referred to as the Elder. I guess he's like the head of everything. So everything to do with the Assassin's Guild. Oh yeah, and then Halle Berry is in this. I didn't even realize she was gonna be in this. I think I had heard at one point that she was going to, but I wasn't sure if it was just a rumor or something. But yeah, her character in this, she's also supposed to be some kind of assassin. Also supposed to be like retired in some way. But there's an awesome action scene with her and Keanu Reeves fighting side by side, and that just, you know, never mind all of the other awesome action sequences. All the other awesome action sequences in this movie. Just the one with Halle Berry and Keanu Reeves. That one is, I mean, wow! It just really, grabbed my attention. I couldn't look away. And also, too, it features 2 dogs. I want to say they were like German Shepherds or something along those lines. But, because Halle Berry's character, she has these 2 dogs that are pretty much kind of like her bodyguards, but also friends, obviously. And yeah, those dogs were very well trained. In fact, I believe, again, I want to say it's also the first time I've seen an action movie that had dogs actually participating in the certain fight scenes, and I mean, very awesome. Then also, too, I could tell that Halle Berry had been training for quite some time, and I looked it up, and apparently, yeah, she did train. She trained with like some UFC fighters or something, and that she also like did a lot of other exercises, yoga, whatnot, and it definitely shows in this movie. Definitely, you know. I mean, I guess I could go on and on. I guess I could go on and on about this movie, but, you know, I don't want to lose my voice. So, overall, as far as the rating goes, and of course, I will say the end. Yes, it does leave things open for a part 4, chapter 4. Which actually, you know what? I'm actually looking forward to it. I think, again, another first for me, for this movie, for this franchise, for any action movie. I want to see a part 4. Just, yeah, because the way it ended, you know, it's like, I can't, right now at this point, I can't even imagine part 4 being, I mean, part 4 has to be like a million times better than this one, than the first 3. Cause yeah, just, it seems like with each one, they keep ramping up the level of action. So, I don't know how they can ramp it up even more, but hey, that's I feel confident like they are going to do that in the 4th one, and yeah, possibly maybe a 5th one, I don't know. But yeah, obviously overall, as far as the rating goes, I gotta give John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, no, I gotta give it 10 out of 10. Yeah, 10 out of 10, just because it delivered on what it promised. It delivers, you know, what you expect from it. And, you know, and not only that, not only does it deliver, but it surprises you. Like, it surprised me. I know it has surprised a lot of other people who have seen it. So, that's rare. That's rare when, you know, when a movie not only delivers what you expect from it, but also surprises you. I mean, I think that's rare. So, but yeah, 10 out of 10. Awesome movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it. Obviously, of course, again, if you haven't seen the first 2, definitely watch the first 2. You won't be disappointed, even if you're not a huge fan of action movies. Which I don't even consider myself a huge fan of action movies. But, like I said, this one, so far this franchise has not disappointed me at all. And, again, I'm looking forward to part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7. I mean, hey, why not? You know, there's like, what? 1 million Fast and Furious movies, and... So, yeah, that'll do it for this review. I don't want to keep rambling here. Again, I give it 10 out of 10. that's it. Go see it if you haven't. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, don't forget to keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.